active.
Gareth Bennett.
Thanks, Deputy Presiding Officer, and thanks to the 5 members listed for bringing the debate today. There's a range of issues under deliberation here, too many to cover in one contribution, so I'll concentrate on the issues of obesity and physical activity, active travel being part of that. Levels of participation in active travel have not shown improvement, unfortunately, since the Active Travel Act was passed, and the independent charity Living Street says that we are still dealing with a decline in the walk to school numbers as more and more parents drive instead of walking sometimes fairly short distances. We do need to do more to promote walking to school, so I know that there has been a programme. Can we offer some kind of financial inducement to schools for participating in organised walking groups? Also, the issue that Vicky raised, first of all, in her short debate that she did a few weeks back of outdoor activities. That's another thing that schools can actively promote, which would, I'm sure, have a beneficial effect. But can the government have any effect on this kind of thing being promoted in schools, particularly primary schools, because we need to start them off early? Can we give more support to local authorities over the funding of leisure centres, given that we now face the spectre of outsourcing, which could lead to an increase in admission fees? I appreciate that this is really local authority matters, but we could perhaps do something as a government, well, I'm not in the government, as an assembly, sorry, to monitor this at least, and perhaps to give some kind of support to local authorities in their subsidising of leisure centres, given that ultimately we could pay rather more in costs for the Welsh Health Service if we don't do this now. Regarding older people, there is the issue of bowling clubs, which is quite often their only leisure activity. We had a recent case where a popular bowling club in East Cardiff was condemned to closure. Again, you know, it's an issue where it's a local authority decision whether or not to subsidise these clubs, but we could take some more active role in the Assembly in promoting these kind of activities for older people. Similarly, things like Nordic walking clubs, which we've had. Regarding active travel, I think we do have a problem in that we've also got now the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act, but there doesn't seem to be anything linking the two pieces of legislation together. For example, there's no active travel indicator in the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act that can hold public services boards or councils to account for their provision of active travel. And this also affects the South Wales Metro system, because concerns have been raised in the Active Travel Board about the requirements for active travel and whether they're going to be provided for when we get the Metro. Transport for Wales are setting the scoring for procurement, and this could and should include standards to increase active travel to and from stations. I appreciate that we need to deliver the South Wales Metro, that is the priority, but is the Welsh Government doing anything to ensure that when we do get the Metro, it does in fact include some good provision for active travel? Thanks.